This is Augustana Sportscene, a weekly update on Viking athletics at South Dakota's largest private college. Enjoy the action and excitement of NCAA Division II athletics at Augustana. Augie Sports Update is brought to you by Schoenemann's.
Last Friday night, Coach Dave Kraus, number 25 ranked Augustana women's basketball team, battled past MSU Moorhead 67-57 in Moorhead. The Vikings led 29-26 at halftime and built that lead in the second half to gain the 10-point victory. Senior Molly Hayes scored a game-high 22 points and dished out 4 assists to become Augustana's all-time assist leader. Molly, who has 571 career assists after this game, passed previous all-time leader Sandra Zwack. Lydia Nelson added 12 points for the Vikings, with Faith Tinklenberg grabbing 11 rebounds and Alex Feeney 10. Then on Saturday, the Augustana ladies upped their record to 21-5 overall and 18-4 in the NSIC as they topped Minnesota Crookston 86-81. Alex Feeney led the way with 19 points and 10 rebounds. Molly Hayes also scored 19 points, with Lydia Nelson tallying 18 and Shantiva Ashley 12. The Vikings finished second in the NSIC and open play in the conference tournament on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. against MSU Moorhead at the Elman Center. In men's basketball, Coach Tom Billiter's team rolled past MSU Moorhead 75-61. The Vikings shot 57.1% from the field in the first half to take a 42-26 lead at the break. In the second half, the Vikings kept on rolling as they eventually led 68-42 before bringing home the 14-point victory. Cody Schilling led the way with 18 points and 7 rebounds. Gray Murray added 17 points and 4 assists. Yuri Malashenko tacked on 12 points and Leif Nomland 11. The Vikings canned 10 three-pointers, with Murray hitting 4 and Nomland 3. Then on Saturday, Augustana improved their record to 17-9 overall and 14-8 in the NSIC as they defeated Minnesota Crookston 70-61. The Vikings led 35-29 at halftime and rode a late-game hot streak by Cameron McCaffrey to claim the victory. Cam scored 12 of his game-high 24 points in the final 6 minutes. Leif Nomland added 13 points, with Cody Schilling tacking on 11 and Gray Murray 10. Schilling needs just 7 points to surpass Carl Gonder's 1,830 total to become Augustana's all-time leading scorer. The Vikings open NSIC tournament action with a game at MSU Moorhead at 7 p.m. Wednesday night. In indoor track, Coach Tracy Hellman's men's and women's teams both finished second at the NSIC meet held in Mankato. Champions for the Augustana men were Travis Baniak in the mile run and the 1,000-meter run. Adu Amat in the 600, Henrik Hansen in the 800, and Tom Carbo in the 3,000-meter run also claimed championships. Claiming championships for the ladies were Andrea Whitney in the high jump and Runa Falk in the 5,000. The Vikings now prepare for the NCAA Division II championships on March 9th and 10th. In women's tennis, Coach Mark Kurtz, number 1 NCAA regional ranked team, shut out Minnesota Crookston and Bemidji State, each by scores of 9-0. Recently, Michelle Wattis was named NSIC Player of the Week. In softball, Coach Greta Melsted's team defeated St. Cloud State 7-2 and Lewis, Illinois 3-2 at the Husky Dome Classic in St. Cloud. And Coach Jason Reitmeyer's wrestlers are looking forward to competing in the NCAA Division II Championships on March 9th and 10th in Pueblo, Colorado. That's our sports update for this week. When we come back, we'll talk Augustana men's basketball with Coach Tom Billiter. Stay with us.
Augustana Sportscene is brought to you by Sanford Health, improving the human condition. By Schoenemann's, your trusted building center since 1888. And by Mid-Continent Communications, part of your community.
Hi, I'm Chad Greenway of the Minnesota Vikings. I'm a big fan of how youth sports can help kids stay physically fit. But as an athlete and a parent, I'm also very concerned about safety. Millions of sports-related concussions happen every year, and many go unrecognized. That's alarming because the wrong treatment can slow recovery, worsen the condition, or lead to permanent damage. Please learn the facts about concussions and help protect our young athletes.
To learn more, visit sanfordhealth.org/headsup.
The Augustana Men's Basketball Report is brought to you by Sanford Health.
Joining me now is Augustana men's basketball coach Tom Billiter. Well, Tom, last weekend the Vikings traveled north to MSU Moorhead in Crookston and came back home with 2 victories. Let's start out with the Friday game. Big win against the Dragons.
Chad's done a great job, and Moorhead's had a great year. And they had a chance to win the conference championship, so we knew they were going to be ready to play. But we're fighting for our lives a little bit too. So really great atmosphere. We had a lot of our fans there, which was a lot of fun. Some people I hadn't seen in years that were wearing NDSU green, but it was fun to see.
We'll take them.
So they were cheering for us that night. Nothing against Moorhead. But it ended up being a game that you could just feel it in the locker room. We had our best walkthrough of the year. I could tell our seniors and our upperclassmen were ready to play. And really and truly, we were tied at 18 and then just kind of got about a 10 or 12 point cushion and really never went from there. It actually increased it some, but I just thought it was kind of a workman type game. We hit shots, made all the difference in the world, played with energy, and played well. But again, I tip my hat to Moorhead in the year they've had, and they've got, they've just had a very, very good season, and I was happy to get the win, but also, felt fortunate. I thought some things kind of, we made shots, and so when we make shots, we're a better team.
Yeah, and the Vikings, great performances again from guys like Cody Schilling and Dre
Pretty
Murray
balanced.
and Leif Nolan.
Yeah.
But Tom, in watching the game on television, the thing that stuck out to me, I guess, was your defense, how you extended it. And
the first half especially. The second half, I didn't think we had that same edge and intensity. The first half, I agree, we were really energetic, really helping shrinking the weak side, help recovery, early recovery, help the helper, all the things you have to do that are energy involved. Right. We did. In the second half, I thought we got a little complacent, a little flat. That can happen. Plus, they're a very good three-point shooting team, so you tend to guard your guy more because you don't want those threes to catch up. We were up 21 with about 8 or 9 minutes to go, and I thought, gosh, we only have a 7-basket lead, because the way they can shoot it, you're always concerned.
Yeah. Well, then on Saturday, a game that we knew was dangerous up at Minnesota Crookston, it turned out that way. It was really a battle, Tom.
Yeah, they're the best 3-19 team in the league, I bet, in the country. And I'm not just saying that. They're really a funny matchup for us. Very athletic. QB's a very good all-around player. I thought Cam did a very good job on Anderson. He's an excellent player. And, they were ready to play. It's their senior night. They had nothing to lose. So it was going to be a little wacky, a little crazy because they could do about whatever they wanted. And they did, just really played well. Kuruliak, the little guard from Lincoln, showed a lot of, quickness and speed. And just overall, a game, I didn't think we played badly. I thought we played pretty well. And, geez, you looked up the scoreboard, it was 54-50. Right. We were losing, and then fortunately Cam was feeling it all night. We didn't, we just had to get him touches, and we did, and he ended up just taking over, and he was the difference.
Well, super victories. The Vikings now go on into NSIC tournament play and begin here by taking on, again, MSU Moorhead here on Wednesday night, back in Moorhead. Coach, that's going to be a big matchup.
Yeah, that storm come a couple hours earlier. They were predicting we were just going to stay up there.
Yeah,
we would have found some places to practice.
Spent some time in scenic Fargo, Moorhead.
Hey, my old ground, my old haunt. We could have gone. There's a place I probably wouldn't want to take at our team. But no, we just don't care who we play. It's just we're glad to be playing. I'd be lying if I didn't say I wish it wasn't on our court. I wish we were at home, but we did that to ourselves. So you can wish all you want, but we got to go up and play our best basketball. They'll be very ready to play us, and it's our first step towards hopefully extending our season and extending and going further into postseason play.
Well, the Vikings, as you can see as the graphic goes up here, the NSIC tournament, if we can be fortunate enough to win the Moorhead game Wednesday night, you can see we head on into Rochester. Kind of exciting to go to a new venue, Coach.
Yeah, I thought, we've never gotten past the first round, so for us, trust me, we haven't made any reservations, but I kind of thought Concordia was a great place for it. Actually, I think I was one of the 2 coaches that voted to keep it there because of the venue and the location. But now that I've heard from what Rochester people have put into it and what have you, it sounds like they really want us there. They're excited to have us. So I've never seen the facility, but hopefully I'll get a chance to. Who knows? We got a lot of work to do Wednesday night before that ever happens.
Right. Well, the Vikings season ending here with the team in 5th place, as you see here, as the conference standings go up. Coach, a good strong finish to the season here, winning a number of games down the stretch. This is our last show. What about the year as you look back and looking ahead to next year?
Well, you know, it's hard because I don't like looking back. Nobody does. You know, it's obvious that we lost a lot of games, 7 games in the last 30 seconds. You win just 3 of them, we're the conference champs, you know, and, you know, that's hard to kind of try to figure out. But, you know, that's what's so great about this game, and very lucky, you know, we're fortunate that we get a chance to keep playing. So now, in my opinion, our postseason NCAA tournament, for what it's worth, starts Wednesday. You know, we need to win that game. And so, you know, I'm happy for a lot of things. I really think it's been a very good year. I really love these seniors and what, you know, they've done for our program, and what they've meant to Augustana College and our crowds. And, you know, it's just been a great run here, and the ability to sustain what we've done over 5-6 years now is not easy to do. And I just think that these kids were the backbone of that. You know, we've got good kids coming back. So very excited about next year. Got a great young group coming in. Everything looks good, but hey, I do not want to be done playing with this group, because I really, you know, you get attached to these kids. You know, I'll start crying in a minute if I keep talking about it, because you just get so close to these kids, and, you know, there's just no way I want this season to end yet.
Right. Well, last question, Coach. Special all your seniors, but Cody Schilling, he's going to become Augustana's all-time leading scorer here, hopefully on Wednesday night. He's 7 points away. He's really been something special for the program.
I hope he gets it early just to have it off his back. I think he feels pressure on that. He sure doesn't need to. Yeah, you know, the thing, you know, he comes from such good stock, you know, in his family, and you know, he's a kid. He's kind of an interesting kid to figure out. I don't know if people realize how much he cares and how sensitive he is to things, because he doesn't act that way on the floor. That kid cares a lot about Augustana and about his teammates, and you know, he's done a lot for our program, and as has Derek DeZeo, and I know you know that, and as what Dre Murray's done. You know, he's a similar situation to Corey McIntosh. 1 year and came in and made a difference and did all that he could do for us to win games. And, you know, it's just a great trio of seniors, and every year you miss them. You hate to see them go, but you replace them and you work with what comes next, and that's the beauty of what you did and I do. You know, every year is different, but every year in some ways is the same, and very much looking forward to next year, and we'll miss these guys very much.
Well, Tom, get a win in Moorhead on Wednesday. Let's go on, do well in the postseason tournament in Rochester, and let's get in that regional tournament.
Yep.
Good luck.
Thanks, Grow, and thanks for everything you did this year for us. Appreciate it.
Thank you. The Augustana Women's Basketball Report with Coach Dave Krauth is next.
My eye was a tumor, and it hurts in my head, and it's right here. I have 3 favorite colors: red, pink, and purple. I like to draw fairies, princesses, and clothes. I want to be, when I grow up, a clothes modeler. It models clothes. This is my victory.
The Augustana Women's Basketball Report is brought to you by Mid-Continent Communications.
With me now is Augustana women's basketball coach Dave Krauth. Well, Dave, last weekend the Vikings traveled north to take on MSU Moorhead and Minnesota Crookston. 2 games that we knew that were going to be tough, and let's start with the first one. The Vikings coming out on top against MSU Moorhead.
Yeah, and you know, I really went into the weekend figuring, you know, we're going to have to play well enough, or we could drop them both, because tough opponents. Moorhead, very talented team, got off to a slow start the first half of the conference year, and then has really come on. And we struggled shooting the first half, but fortunately so did they. Yeah. And so the game stayed close, and as the game wore on, I mean, I thought we got a few key steals here and there, and Molly with her little wraparound knocked the ball away and get a layup, but then she hit a couple big threes in the second half, and you know, we just got enough out of our offense to get an important win.
Well, it was a super win for the Vikings. We'll come back to this in a minute, because we're going to turn around and play MSU Moorhead in the first round of the playoffs. In that game, Dave, a highlight certainly individually. Molly Hayes became the all-time assist leader at Augustana. You had the previous assist leader in Sandra Zwak. Talk about maybe comparing those two and Molly getting the record.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a great record to have. I mean, I just think there's a lot of things that have to go into a record like that. But, you know, she has, I don't know what her game started, you know, that type of thing. But, I mean, she's had such a consecutive streak going. And it's just been that steady player over the course of her 4 years of competition. Of course, Sandra had a tremendous career too. Her career was a little more, you know, her junior, senior years. I mean, she was phenomenal, and just 2 great players to have the top of that chart.
Yeah, boy, that's really a thrill, and for you to have coached them, that's quite a thrill for you also. Well, Dave, then on Saturday, the Vikings going up to play Minnesota Crookston. Crookston had beaten the Vikings here at the Elman Center, and I think those of us who know sports kind of looked at that one and thought, whoa, this is going to be a tough one, and it really was.
Yeah, and I think that's, you know, it almost wears me down trying to convince people that, and I really thought that night, you know, I wasn't so sure that maybe we needed to convince our players. Now we're on the road second night, you know, you've got all those things, and it didn't have a lot of influence on, you know, what was going to happen at least this week in the conference tournament. But you know, we got off to a decent start, but we just couldn't contain them, and they were at the free throw line a lot. And the game wore on. We got in foul trouble. Alex fouled out very early, and then Lydia Ashley got 3 or 4 real key buckets for us after Alex fouled out. Then she fouled out, and we ended up going pretty small down the stretch, kind of matching up to Crookston, but it was an exciting game. Yeah,
it was a great victory. Alex Feeney, even though fouling out with over 7 minutes to go, had another double-double. Lydia Nelson came through, had a great weekend, and big baskets for us. Probably the key basket of the game, though, Dave, came down the stretch. We're up by 2, and Shantiva Ashley delivers a 3.
Yeah, her only 3 of the night, her only attempt, I think, attempted 3 of the night. And, you know, we penetrated, and they really kind of, you know, drew to the penetration, and we kicked it out at the end of a shot clock, and it was a big 3 as it turned out.
Yeah, well, a super pair of victories for the Vikings. Dave, you started the season, I'm not sure you thought in your wildest dreams that the Vikings would finish 21-5 overall, 18-4 in second place in the NSIC as we look at the standings here in the conference. What a year, Coach. Boy, it's got to be just exciting for you.
Yeah, you know, I have actually thought about it over the last couple of weeks more too, and with this, you know, I've called it a marathon so many times now, this long, tough conference year. I just don't know. I mean, I don't think doing it again we've been able to, you know, to do this, but you know, things have fallen into place. We've had some kids that have stepped up at different times, and you know, this year with this team, great chemistry, and we've won a lot of close games, and so you just knock on wood and take it when you can get these kind of years.
Right, and the Vikings, of course, are not done yet. As we mentioned earlier, we turn back in now to NSIC conference tournament action. Wednesday night, big game here at the Elman Center. We turn right back around and host a very dangerous MSU Moorhead team.
Yeah, and again, you know, as we said, they're a very talented team. Angie Jetvig is really, if it isn't probably for the Arlen kid down at Wayne, is a real player of the year type kid for them, and they've just got you know, all the pieces to the puzzle. They got a couple of real sharp shooting wings and a strong guard, plus they've got very good inside play, which is kind of year in and year out what they have. So we'll have our hands full again, and we'll have to come to play Wednesday.
Yeah, well, as we look at the NSIC tournament here on the screen, you can see the pairings on Wednesday night. If the Vikings are fortunate enough to get through the Moorhead game, then it's on over to Rochester, Minnesota, where the tournament is this year. We'd take on the winner of University of Marion Winona. Dave, I know you want to get to Rochester. Should be exciting to go to a new venue if we can get there.
Yeah, I mean, I hope we get that experience. You know, I haven't been there, at least the way the Taylor Center, I think, is now is where we're playing. So it'll be a new experience for me and our players, and of course one we hope we can take advantage of.
Well, and it's a neutral court, which the coaches and administrators wanted, so we're looking forward to that. Dave, this is our last regular show of the year. You've only got one senior. We mentioned Molly Hayes. You've got quite a team coming back. Obviously, Molly, we've talked a lot about. The future looks bright.
Yeah, and you know, we're going to have a very good team again next year. Yeah, I really can't overstate the importance of Molly to this team, both from her leadership, but I mean, she just has made plays and done it, you know, with her stat lines as well as her leadership. And you know, we're going to miss that component, and we're going to have to figure out another way to skin a cat, so to speak. But it's been a great year, and I think, you know, we're going to have a lot to look forward to.
Well, the Vikings finishing up here at home with the Moorhead game, as we mentioned, then hopefully postseason in Rochester, and then we're pretty certain on into regional competition the following weekend. Dave, great year. Thanks again for being with us every time this week or this season, and go get them.
Thanks, Bill.
Up next, Augie Sports Focus. Stay with us.
I was half the person I used to be, literally. I knew that if I didn't have the strength that I'd back in my body, I'd never be able to ride my Harley again, and that was one of my other goals I had, was to be able to get back on the bike. Just being able to get out and experience, you know, The area and the surroundings on the back of a bike is so much different than being in a car. You can smell the smells as you drive through, you can hear the sounds. It's just great. This is my victory.
Augie Sports Focus is brought to you by Schoenemann's.
Joining me now is Augustana head baseball coach Tim Huber. Tim, it's great to have you back here again on Augustana Sportscene. We're coming around the corner here to baseball season. We're filming this on Friday afternoon here, and actually the Vikings will start play Sunday down in Emporia, Kansas, against Wayne State. This show will obviously run after that, so good luck to the Vikings as they start the season. Tim, let's talk a little bit about the team. Let's back up first. Let's talk about last year. Give us a quick review. You had a tremendous season. Talk about the accomplishments.
Yep, it was a fun year, and you know, we talked earlier the first time we've made the regional tournament in school history, so that was fun. It was a little bit surprising. We thought we had to go into the conference tournament, and the way we finished the regular season, we thought we maybe had to win the tournament, and we played awesome. Our first 2 games, we were 2-0, the only undefeated team, and beat St. Cloud and Winona, who were both high in the regional, and then we just kind of had a couple poor games, got beat, and still ended up making the regional, and so that was first time in school history, and 30 wins again, so it was a fun year. It was a great accomplishment for the Vikings and for Coach Huber here, and coming off of that now, there's a lot of optimism, Coach, heading into this year. Talk about what you've been doing here, getting the team ready. Yeah, we've the mild winter has certainly made it an interesting winter. Practice-wise, we've got outside, I think, 5, 6, 7 times already. A couple times we had full scrimmages on the field, which I think helped a little bit, if nothing else, break up the monotony of being in the gym and in the indoor facility. And so that was huge for us, just to be able to do something outside, see what it looks like. But it's you know, we just added the games this weekend last minute, and I think our guys are just ready to play. I'm not sure if we're ready, but we're going to find out and just get after it, see what happens. Yeah, and you've got quite a squad. How many guys you got out there? We've got 44 we're at right now, which is plenty. Yeah, that's a lot of guys. Coach Huber's done a great job recruiting here. Got a lot of guys interested in Augie baseball because it's a good program, and of course Augie's a great school. Let's take the schedule thing a little further here. Tim, we mentioned the Wayne State games, which fans hopefully will catch up on through the media here. But going forward from there, what's the schedule look like the rest of the way here? Yeah, our scheduled opening games, which will end up being our second games now, is down in Springfield, Missouri against Drury, a really good private school also. March 10th, a doubleheader that day, and then a single 9 the second day on Sunday the 11th. And then the following weekend, from there, just every weekend we're playing. We go up to the Metrodome and play 4 days in a row. We play University of Mary, a 9-inning game. The first 2 days up there, 17th and 18th. The 19th, we have big games against St. Cloud State, and then the 20th we play some more big games against Southwest Minnesota State. All conference teams, but non-conference games. Yeah, yeah. Well, and then it's off into conference play, right? And what are the prognosticators saying about the conference? Who are the good teams? I know the Vikings are in the hunt. It's been similar to the last couple years. Mankato was picked first this year, St. Cloud second, Winona third. You know, Winona went to the World Series last year and got second in the nation. They're third in our conference, so I mean, it tells you how good our conference is. But you know, Mankato, St. Cloud, they've separated themselves as programs. Winona had a great year, and then you've got Wayne State is fourth, we're fifth. Basically, there's like a point or two difference, so either one of us could be in those 2 spots. So if all goes well, we'll hopefully get back into the conference tournament and, you know, make a run for the regional. We'll see. Yeah, well, Tim, I know you got a lot of guys, a lot of pitchers and all that. You have 7 seniors. Maybe talk about some of the better players and some of the seniors on this year's team. Yeah, well, I mean, we lost some serious offensive output off last year's team, and that's going to be the biggest question mark to fill those holes. We do return a lot of pitchers that have had some experience now. Our pitchers are mostly juniors, a couple seniors. We ended up bringing in a transfer kid from Kansas State. Ben Heritz had a great fall winter for us, and he's going to pitch the first day on this Sunday and see how it looks. Big, tall, left-handed pitcher. Tyson Gow is probably our top returner. He's not going to pitch this weekend. We're going to kind of take it a little slow with him. And Derek Hansen and Kai Winter are probably our other top 4 guys. And then there's some good guys after them, but we really like our top 4 and have a good chance, we think, to have some good pitchers in the conference. Position-wise, Like I said, there's a lot of unknown there. I kind of like where we're at times, and then there's other times we know we have some stuff to work on, so that's going to be nice just seeing games and see what they look like. Some guys that have played a little bit, senior Brian Voigt will be a third base guy for us. Brendan Phillips, struggled a little last year. He was a first-year guy. He's a senior this year. He'll be a center fielder for us to start, and we'll see how he does. Derek Hansen, who also pitches, as I said, will play first base, and will probably be a middle-of-the-order hitter for us. And Kai Winter also got some time last year. He's an outfielder. So those are, and then I can't forget Nate Hughes, played as a freshman, played a little bit as a sophomore last year. Will probably start the year at short, and he'll get helped out there by Jose Martinez, and then some new guys kind of filling in some other spots.
Well, it's an exciting ball club the Vikings have going at it here. Fans, when it gets nice out, the snow goes away, get over to Ronkin Field, see the Vikings this year. It's going to be a fun baseball season. Good luck to you and your team, Tim.
Thanks, Bill.
The Augustana Sports Calendar is next. We'll be right back.
There's just times that there's a lot of darkness. I would be in church looking at the PowerPoint and just thinking, this could be my funeral, this could be my pictures up there. The day came when I could actually stand in front of our congregational family and I could sing a solo, and that was so huge because I had forgotten how beautiful a song could be in my heart. My word is celebrate.
The Augustana Sports Calendar is brought to you by Sanford Health.
Let's take a look at the Augustana Sports Calendar for this week. Wednesday, February 29th, it's the beginning of the NSIC basketball tournament at home sites. The Viking women host Minnesota State Moorhead at 7 o'clock at the Elman Center. The men take on MSU Moorhead in Moorhead, also at 7 o'clock. Thursday, March 1st, softball plays Winona State at the Rochester Dome in Rochester. Saturday, March 3rd, it's the NSIC basketball tournament finals at the Taylor Center in Rochester, Minnesota. The women, if we win, will take on the University of Mary Winona State winner at 5 o'clock. And if the men can win their first round game, we'll play the Bemidji State Wayne State winner at 2:30 that day. And women's tennis takes on MSU Moorhead and Upper Iowa in Winona. Sunday, March 4th, the NSIC basketball tournament finals in Rochester. If our women are in it, the game is at 2. If the men are in, it's at 4:30. And women's tennis takes on Winona State in Winona. And remember, for radio coverage of Augustana basketball, you can hear the men on KIKN FM 100.5 and worldwide at KIKN.com. And the Augustana ladies can be heard on KXRB AM 1000 and worldwide at KXRB.com. And for complete information on Augustana athletics, go to our website, goaugie.com. That's it for this week's show. This is Bill Gross thanking you for watching, and I hope you'll join me again at this same time next week for another edition of Augustana Sportscene. Have a great week, everybody.
You've been watching Augustana Sportscene, a weekly update on NCAA Division II athletics at South Dakota's largest private college. Learn more about Augustana College in Sioux Falls at augie.edu.